my name is Veronica, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. How did that one do?
That was very good. Do just maybe one or two more, okay?
Fan. Canelo being 31, he should fight against the other younger guys. Benavidez, Charlo. He fought against Caleb Plant. He fought against Billy Joe Saunders. Oh, scratch that. Demetrius Andrade to give anybody smoke. Boo-boo, anybody. Listen, I love Charlo. I got a lot of respect for Benavidez. But Andre, this dude, listen, I want to see all of them fight. I know everybody want to fight against Canelo because he went to Canelo press conference. Like, Andre tried to press him out for real. So it's just like, okay, Canelo, you're not fighting against Mexican fighters, but you're not fighting against black fighters either. Like, we need to get this going. So I want to see Canelo against Andre, against Charlo, against Benavidez, and I want to see everybody. Charlo against Andre, Benavidez against Andre. Like, those are fights that the fans want to see. Those are fights that I want to see, and I'm a fan.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Well, with black people being the most magnanimous people in the world, I guess it wouldn't surprise some people that Claressa Shields would actually apologize to Canelo Alvarez after respectfully saying she wants to see him fight the best. Okay, Canelo, you're not fighting against Mexican fighters, but you're not fighting against the black fighters either. Why would saying that warrant an apology? Because that's exactly what Claressa Shields gave Canelo Alvarez, an apology. So right after Claressa Shields does this interview with Brian Custer, he posts a clip of Claressa saying what she said about Canelo Alvarez fighting against black fighters. Brian Custer, he put out a couple of tweets. In one tweet, he said Claressa Shields is on the last stand talking about the 168-pound division, and he tags Andrade. Claressa, she responds by saying, man, listen, I know y'all Canelo cheerleaders are coming, but save it. I said what I said, goodbye. Then Brian Custer, he says on his Instagram, he says the GOAT does matchmaking for Canelo. And then Claressa says, by the way, I love Canelo. I love the 168-pound division. Oh, but she doesn't stop there. Then I guess for good measure, she goes even further by putting up an additional post where she shares a DAZN post showing all of the current Latino champions, which obviously included Canelo Alvarez. And as you can see in the post, it says, I'll be happy when I see all the African-American men who currently hold world titles, but this was a good watch. Guys, Claressa felt it was necessary to say all of that and do all of that because of the simple fact that she said she wants to see Canelo Alvarez fight the best competition. She felt she owed Canelo Alvarez, and once again, the Mexican Canelo Alvarez fans, an apology for saying she wants to see Canelo Alvarez fight Benavidez, fight Charlo, fight Andrade. Guys, what does that say about Canelo Alvarez when people have to apologize to Canelo for saying they want to see him fight the best competition? What does that say about Canelo Alvarez? Have you ever heard anyone say, hey guys, I want to see Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford? And by the way, just to make it very clear, I actually love Errol Spence. Man, I want to see Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Oh, and just by the way, I actually love Gervonta. You would never hear anybody say, I love the black fighter, just because you said you want to see that black fighter involved in a dangerous, tough fight. I mean, Claressa is making it sound like she told Canelo Alvarez to jump in front of a moving train or to go jump off of a building. Why is it every time black fighters talk about Canelo Alvarez, they talk like they're trying to disarm a bomb? I mean, apologizing for saying you want to see someone in their prime fight the best fighters in his division, that's like a kid apologizing to the bully because he didn't have enough lunch money to satisfy the bully that day. Listen, man, I completely broke this down and I explained to you guys in my video where I asked the question, why are black boxers so silent when it comes to Canelo Alvarez's performance over Gennady Golovkin, the 40-year-old Gennady Golovkin? And the reason why I asked the question, because everyone else that was not black was talking about it. And when I say everyone, I'm talking about boxers. Many Mexican boxers was talking about Canelo's performance. You had white people in the sport that were talking about Canelo's performance. Black people were the only ones that went silent when black fighters often react on their Instagram, their Twitter, to a big fight. They usually always have something to say. But when it came to Canelo Alvarez not looking that good against a 40-year-old Gennady Golovkin, at least 90% of them went completely silent. I explained in that video. If you guys missed that video, go check it out. It's a great video. I explained in that video why it is that black people are so reluctant to say things that are actually true about Canelo Alvarez. I'm telling you guys, I completely understand psychology. Because if you listen to every single thing that Claressa Shields just said, that's exactly what I have been telling you guys. I've been telling you guys that when it comes to these black fighters are the most dominant fighters in the sport of boxing since the inception. But black boxers' biggest kryptonite are racist Mexicans on the internet. And when I say racist Mexicans, I'm mainly talking about the ones that live in America. Because the ones from Mexico and live in Mexico are nowhere near as racist as the ones that live in America, which is kind of odd because you would think it would be the other way around. Because the ones that live in America are the ones that often embrace the American culture, hip hop, wearing Michael Jordan shoes, wearing Kobe Bryant and LeBron James jerseys, football jerseys with black names on them. You see this in America all the time. But yet, these are the same fans that you see at a boxing event, always rooting against the black boxer, even when he's not fighting against a Mexican fighter. Whenever he's fighting against someone who's not black, they're rooting against him. But some of them know more about oldies and hip hop than black people do. And just to make it very clear, the racism only comes from the men, obviously. It don't come from the women, because the Mexican women, they love black men. Matter of fact, when I was living in Long Beach, California, Mexican women, they used to be some of the main ones that used to volunteer information of how racist the Mexican men are towards black people. And the way they would be telling me this, it would sound like they just couldn't wait to tell black people what a lot of the Mexican men were saying about black people when there were no black people in the room. I had a lot of Mexican girls tell me these stories, and they would be the ones, once again, that would just randomly bring it up. We weren't even talking about race or anything, but they would just want to tell me about it. And I know Mexican guys that are actually anti-racist that also share these same type of stories. And this is the reason why, once again, black fighters are often trying to avoid the backlash from these Mexican racist fans in particular. What do you think Claressa Shields was talking about when she said, I know the Canelo Alvarez fans are going to come after me, but it is what it is? When Shields says that and then turns around and says, I love you, Canelo Alvarez, and then puts a tribute to Mexican champions on her channel, she is admitting that when she's talking about Canelo Alvarez, she's walking on eggshells. And this is what the black boxers are afraid of. Even though they get in the ring and they're willing to put their life on the line every time they step in the ring, for some reason, it's that comment section, it's that inbox, it's that chat room that is their biggest challenge. And listen, I get it. Nobody wants to check their Instagram. I'm talking about these boxers. They don't want to check their Instagram and see racial slurs and see all these negative comments. But what you guys have to understand is no matter how much you try to cater to these racist fans, no matter how much you try to gain their acceptance, they are never going to accept you because it was never based on you saying the right thing. It's always been based on your race. The one thing you cannot change Sure, you can change what you said about Canelo. You could retract it. You could say, hey, Canelo, I love you, etc., etc. You can change that, but you can't change your race. And that's the only thing these racist people see. You got to stand up to the bully, or else that bully will never respect you. That's why I have zero respect for these racists. And I can't even stop them from watching my videos. I mean, there are plenty of racist channels on the internet that they could listen to. There are plenty of black people that will cater to everything the racist people say just for their acceptance. There are plenty of channels like that. I wish they would stay over there and not come back to my channel, because my channel is for the anti-racist. No matter what your race is, just saying you're not a racist, that's not enough. You have to be anti-racist. But yet, once again, these racists, they cannot stop watching my channel because they know that they can go and listen to some other channel that's going to tell them exactly what they want to hear. But at the same time, they know when they come to my channel, they're going to the doctor's office. Meaning you may not hear what you want to hear from your doctor, but you know it's going to be the truth. And they know they're not going to get that from those other channels. And that is the reason why they are often the first people in line before the doors even open. They in line to get into my restaurant. So at the end of the day, these black boxers, they need to take the same approach I take. Because I truly believe the fact that they can't stop watching my channel, that means they actually respect me more because I'm not catering to them, because I'm telling it like it is. And that's what these black fighters need to start doing, with no fear. Why would all these black boxers that are actually better than Canelo Alvarez be so afraid to tell the truth? Be so afraid to come straight out and say Canelo needs to fight the best competition. I mean, Claressa, she said it herself. She said, I'm a fan, and that's what the fans want to see. So you don't have to apologize for telling Canelo Alvarez to give the fans the fight that they want. After all, that's what Claressa Shields is trying to do. She's taking on the toughest challenges. She's going for her third undisputed claim, right? Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, that's what they're trying to do. Devin Haney wants all of the smoke. Gervonta Tank Davis is pushing hard for a fight that fans have been calling for the last 2 years. He's trying to make a fight against one of the Fantastic Four. At least that's what the fans were calling them, right? The truth is, Claressa Shields is apologizing because she knows when she tells Canelo Alvarez to fight the best competition, she knows that Canelo, and Canelo knows as well, he would be putting himself in harm's way, which shows you how limited of a fighter Canelo Alvarez is. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Decay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.